Good morning, guys. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. I'm here, it's just dark, and I'm on my way to work. I'm on my way to my dream, actually. Let's not call it work. I want to talk really quick just about something that, and I'm a little bit nauseous because I didn't eat with my vitamins this morning. So bear with me. I want to talk about something that rings true on so many of us, including myself. How to get back on track. One of the most difficult things for me is depending on my goal, I'll change my food and I'll do a lot of different things. Depends on, like for now, for powerlifting, I respond really well as far as strength with the carbohydrates, okay? But it really puts me in a very precarious, if that's even the right word. I don't even know where the hell I got that word out. Situation as far as falling off track later in the day or whatever. What I've noticed that works best for me, and a lot of people are not going to say this works for them, and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Intermittent fasting is extremely beneficial for me for the reason because if I don't eat for a period of time, I put myself in a prime position to not eat a lot more calories. It's kind of like drinking a beer. Have you ever drank a beer and then the next beer and the next beer and the next beer? Or it's like eating one chip. Nobody, once you pop, you can't stop. Like, nobody eats just one chip, right? For me, it's as soon as I break the seal on the food, I just want to keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. It's hard for me to shut that off. So what I've noticed that works really good for me is complete and utter elimination. Yesterday I tried it to see kind of how I respond to it. I've tried the OMAD, and with the amount of food that I have to eat, it was just way too difficult. So I couldn't do it. I was getting sick, and it was just like too much food packing in at once. It just wasn't working for me. So what I tried yesterday was something new, and I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna succeed at doing it again today. That's also very important. Don't say you're going to try, because if you say you're going to try, your mind is going to do exactly that for you. It's just gonna try. But if you say you're going to succeed, then you will succeed versus just try. That is not my quote or anything. That is stolen directly from Napoleon Hill in a book called Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if that's exactly how he said it, but that's basically what they say. My personal understanding of it is, what I've always said is, trying is a lie. You know? Just do it. That's how I think of it. Basically the same type of concept. So what I did yesterday was, I woke up, I didn't eat nothing, I drank, some coffee, and I had some water and stuff, and I was at Wally World, and I went to work, and my first break comes up, and I think what did I do on my first break? Nothing. I just drank more water and stuff like that, and I can't remember exactly what I did, but I know I didn't eat. So my lunch comes up, and that's roughly at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I've already been up for like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is. So when I got to lunch, I went home and I made a protein shake with a twist. So in my blender, I put 2 scoops of protein, a dash of vanilla extract, a few handfuls of ice, and some almond milk, and I blended it up and I had that. So it was like 50 grams of protein and just very little macronutrients other than that. But the protein sustained me, and something interesting happened. A few hours later, about 11 or 12, I got hungry. You know what's so funny is I felt so good getting hungry. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how I know I've been eating too much. I haven't actually got the feeling of hunger. And sometimes we completely confuse that with cravings or just randomly wanting to eat. That hunger, that gargling in your stomach or whatever, that really never happens to me. And I felt really empowered by having that happen. So a few hours later, and I'm just being completely honest with you, at about, what time was it? About 2 o'clock roughly, I was getting ready to go to the gym. So I was thinking the cleanest version of food that I can adhere to that was really good for me. I stopped at Chipotle. I got double barbacoa, some rice to fuel my workout, and like I didn't go high in fats or anything like that, because if you know anything about working out, if you're gonna go work out, you want to make sure your carbs are high. You don't want to have a bunch of fats because it's going to be very sluggish and everything. And then it was like a bowl, and I went. This guy is acting crazy. What is he doing on this motorcycle? I hate when people on motorcycles act like an idiot. It's like, bro, you're driving a little missile. Relax. Anyway. So, nothing against motorcyclists. I just think they need to be very mindful, and we also need to be very mindful of them because they are a much smaller object. So, I got the Chipotle, and I went and worked out, and in all honesty, it was really too much food. If I do that again today, which I plan on doing it because I'm going to bust down the macros and get a little bit more specific, I'm going to portion it off half before my workout and half after my workout. A couple hours later, before I went to bed, the only other thing I did was another one of those shakes. So I added up the protein, just roughly a good estimate was about 200 grams of protein. That's perfectly fine for me, for what I'm doing. And I don't know what the carbohydrates were. I don't think they were probably over, 50 or 60. Very low, actually. But just enough to fuel my workout. Well, today I woke up, and I would say the calories were probably around 1,500, 2,000, something like that. Today I woke up 2-3 pounds lighter, and I'm not saying like that's not my focus right now. My focus is being able to lift as much as I possibly can. That's my focus, my strength right now. So, but what it did was it seeded in my head, okay, in one meal and a couple shakes, you hit probably about 2,000 calories. That tells me if I was eating 4 or 5 times a day, holy crap, what was I at? So the best information that I could give you that for getting back on track is simplify it. If I have to do this every day, that would be pretty damn simple. I know at like 2 or 3 o'clock, I go eat Chipotle, and I'm not saying, granted, I'm just saying because I'm working 2 jobs, I'm feeling, overwhelmed because this time of year has been really difficult. This year has been very difficult for me in general. In all honesty, losing my son has thrown my mind into absolute chaos with my healthy journey. It's been very difficult. Not only with food, but also with just organizing and, like yesterday, just busting out crying like at work again. And it's just like, holy shit. And I'm not trying to like throw a pity party or anything, but I'm going to be realistic about this. And I know that it has had a major effect on me this year. And I don't think that's going to change. Also, my son gets out of prison on Friday, 2 more days. So that's kind of been something I've been tossing around in my mind. And we're going to start working out together. And all these things are just like, and that's life. 2020 in general has been fucking whack. I'm sure everybody can agree on that. But beyond that, the simplicity of what I did yesterday was very relieving. I didn't have to do much. I know I'm pretty good in range to be able to fuel my exercises while simultaneously building muscle and probably shedding some body fat as well. So my biggest tip to you guys is, if you're, I gotta read this text because I hope it's not my client saying that they're not coming. No, it's not. Good. I'll kick your butt, girl. What time is it? The simplicity of what I did yesterday was really, 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 really relaxing. And it felt so easy. I'm not saying that you're going to go pick up fast food or anything like that. And I've considered Chipotle a pretty positive food source. It's probably one of the cleanest foods out there as far as like a little restaurant or anything. I think a lot of people are under the misunderstanding. They're like, oh, well, I'm not going to eat fast food, but I'm going to go eat at so-and-so restaurant and I'm going to put myself in a healthier position. That's not necessarily true. Just because it costs more and it looks more and it tastes better, that doesn't mean that it's going to be healthier than fast food. A lot of the times, a restaurant, you'll eat 10 times more. But it's pretty widely known that if you want a kind of a good, clean meal, you would eat, Chipotle would be kind of one of the only options. There's some probably like places like Mad Greens I like. That's great for salad and stuff like that. But here's the deal. Here's the hardest problem. Is when you go in there and you get your food, right? You have to make the distinction between healthy choices and non-healthy choices. So when I get my food, right? For instance, yesterday, like what would taste good when I went in there? Okay, so it would be like a burrito and some barbacoa and some guacamole and some sour cream and some cheese and some pico de gallo and like some rice and some beans and some corn, just todo. Give me everything. That would be what would taste the best, right? Right. But here's the thing. If you got a carb source and you got a fat source, you're just going to get overweight. You're just going to gain weight. You're going to get fat. So knowing the distinction between maybe a 1,000 calorie Chipotle meal and a 3,000 or 4,000 calorie Chipotle meal is a big difference, okay? You also have to understand, if you're in the position where you're trying to specifically, the one thing you're wanting to do right now is lose weight, Chipotle's probably not going to help you do that, okay? The reason being is because every scoop is not going to be measured the same. I'll be completely honest, some people skimp the hell out of it, and you get mad. You're like, I'm paying $10 for this or $15 for this. Get that scoop in there. That extra scoop could be 300 or 400 or 500 calories, and if it's guacamole, it could be 600 extra calories. It adds up really, really fast. So understanding that whatever you're doing must be in tandem with your goals, but also understanding that you can really simplify some of these things, but also be mindful about who you are as a person. Is eating like this going to set you up for failure later? Do you feel like you can't leave there without getting the chips? By the way, I've never even had the chips. I don't even know what the hell they taste like. I kind of think that's weird that they have chips, but whatever. Anyway, I digress. How to get back on track really depends on how you are, who you are as a person. Instead of adding something like guacamole, maybe you add a little bit more lettuce on your meal at home or whatever. Intermittent fasting works really well for me. Fasting in general works really well for me because once things cross my lips, all shit hits the fan and I just want to keep eating. And we all know that we could all pile in plenty of calories throughout the day, and it's not good. You guys, I don't know if this helped you. I really hope it did. I just wanted to put out some information on kind of what I'm doing, what I'm struggling with, knowing that, you know, we all face very similar types of things, and there's nothing wrong with you. You know, you're normal. There's nothing bad. It doesn't make you a bad person or anything like that. So keep up the good work. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. This freaking thing, this car is like pounding me with their headlights. Like really hard. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Oh, and check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for Healthy Life.